Hey everybody, welcome to How I See It with Kevin Levrone, brought to you by Leveroni Supplements and starring the man himself, IFBB Hall of Famer, Kevin Levrone. How are you, Kevin?
Good, Ron. How are you, sir?
Doing well. Can't complain.
Good. That's good.
People can't see the entire body, but I'm looking at it on my full screen, and you're looking jacked again. We'll get to that later. But,
Yeah.
everyone loves when you get jacked again. It's like, yes. But
I can't understand that, right?
I understand it because, we still remember Kevin from the magazine covers and the posters on our walls, and it's good to see him always good to see you getting big and swollen again. But
Thank you.
You're welcome. We do have to start with the big news, which a story that you have not been following closely because you try to stay away from scandals and negative things, and you're a very positive guy, and you focus on other things. But we do have the biggest story in the sport in years and years, maybe the biggest story ever. So Shawn Rhoden, our Mr. Olympia champion, the current Mr. Olympia, he was charged with 3 different rape counts in the state of Utah almost 2 weeks ago now it's been. And this morning he turned himself in, he pled not guilty, and then he was released on bail. So he's back out, and trial hasn't started or anything, but people have to be talking to you about this story everywhere you go, I'm guessing.
No one's talking to me about it.
Really? Wow.
Not at all.
I mean, have you not been going to Exile Fitness, the gym?
Yeah, but it's not the topic there either.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to dwell on it, but I do want to hear your take on the situation because, being accused of a crime in the United States, we're innocent until proven guilty, and anybody can be accused of something like this. It doesn't mean you're guilty. That's why we have a court system and attorneys and judges and juries and evidence and testimony and all that. So, what was your initial impression when you did find out that this was all going on?
It was very, very sad. Very sad news to hear.
Yeah.
Someone that I know. I was raised also to father always told us not to mingle in anyone else's business. I have to respect that man and his family.
Yeah.
And I choose to stay out of someone's personal business. And it is very, very personal. It's very, it's sad, and I'm sure he's going through a lot. And it's just one of those things, Ron, where I'd rather not voice my opinion because that's his personal life and his personal own business. And I think Shawn is just, he's going through a lot right now.
Yeah.
And I think, he needs to stick close to his family and close friends and pray to God and help him to give him the strength to make it through this. So far as my opinion, I have no opinion about it except that it's sad. It's sad news for our sport. And we wouldn't want to wish this on anyone, of course.
Right.
And one thing that I can say is that the bodybuilding community is a very, very strong community. We're brothers of iron, and we wish the success for all of us. So the only thing I could say is that it's in God's hands now. It's in Shawn's hands, and it's in his family's hands, and I'm just going to respect the man and give him his space and his peace.
Yeah.
And I did reach out to him, and I left him a text message, and I said, if you ever need anything from me, I'm just let me know. So
yeah.
I've extended my support. My family's extended our support to him, as well as our bodybuilding community. So that's all I would have to say about this at this point.
Okay. Any comment on the fact that the day after the charges were filed, there was a press statement sent out by the Olympia, David Pecker and the AMI, saying Shawn is ineligible to compete in this Mr. Olympia. He wasn't going to anyway, obviously, with all this going on, but they said he can't compete in this Olympia and he's ineligible to compete in any future Olympias. I was shocked because he hasn't been convicted of a crime. He's been charged with a crime. And, like I said, that's why we have a justice system, is so everybody gets a fair trial. They get to say their side of the story. Their attorneys, they present evidence. There's questioning, and eventually a jury or a judge and jury decides, the fate. But in this case, he was immediately prevented from competing in the Mr. Olympia. Not only this year, where he would have defended his title and maybe won a second Olympia title, but forever. He's banned from the contest forever, which it was kind of a little bit harsh in my estimation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what did you think when you heard that?
I'd rather not comment on that situation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll have to dig in a little bit myself and try to get there. Eventually, get someone from the Olympia's side of the story, because they had their reasons. I'm sure they had strong reasons for doing what they did. It's a huge.
I think everyone is trying to make sense of everything, and it's a little shocking to all of us. We just have to wait. We just have to wait and see. And I think for me, and for my family, and for me, like I said, I just I don't get involved with someone's personal business and personal affairs.
Yeah.
And as well as I wouldn't want the outside world involved in my personal business and my personal affairs. That's between me and my family, and I have to respect his space. He's not an athlete with my company. If he was, then I could voice my opinion a little more. So I decide to just not respond to the material at this point.
Okay, that's fair enough. Is Deckrick Lewis still with your company?
No, he's not, but he is a friend.
Okay, because I saw him compete.
I give him advice and things, and I'm there to be a mentor for him.
Yeah, I just want to mention, because he looked really good in Chicago. I thought he could have placed better if he had a little more confidence in his posing.
Yeah.
That's really what
I've been talking to him. I mean, he has coach. He has a team that he works with, and I have to respect that as well.
Yeah.
Until he reaches the point to where he's ready to commit, 100% to a new protocol, then like I said, I told him as well, I'm here for him, and to help him if I can give him any insight that's going to help advance him moving forward, then I'm here willing to do that,
Okay.
So.
All right, Kevin Levrone fans, listen up. Here we go. 11-week challenge talk. So you did not train for how long, Kevin?
I did not train for really about 11 months.
Wow. Because you hurt your tricep. It was almost a year ago, right?
Yeah, I tore my tricep. It's a little over 11 months ago.
Wow. And, like you told me, and it's hard for me to process, but unless you could train like at 100% and do exactly what you wanted to do, you weren't going to go in the gym and just use machines and light weights, and that's not you. So
no, it's not. I decided to stay off of it, and at that moment in that time, I just couldn't go in the gym because I tore my tricep. Just pushing myself out of the bed in the morning, it tore.
Wow.
It didn't happen in the gym with no heavy weight or anything, but my long head of the tricep tore. I didn't have surgery or nothing like that. I just let it heal on its own.
Yeah.
And it's taken about this long for me to feel comfortable to where I can go back into the gym and proceed forward with some of my training. So that's what I decided to do.
So what was your starting point? What did your weight get down to from not training for almost a year?
The lowest was about 218.
Okay. I mean, you stay always so lean and athletic looking, regardless of how much muscle you happen to be carrying. You're not one of those guys that gets like soft and fat looking. You always look like an athlete. You've said it before. You had that look about your physique, like a more athletic look. So 218 was the starting point, and that was
yes, it was.
It was almost a year of no training, and you're still almost 220 lean.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're a specimen. And are you 50? Are you 54 now?
Yeah, I just had a birthday.
Happy birthday.
Just past July 16th.
Okay, happy birthday. We just missed it.
Thank you, Ron.
So did you?
So this
Yeah.
this transformation is it's like a gift to myself. Uh, Put together a nice team. I decided that when you get older, for me, you need to just really, really take care of yourself. And I would recommend anyone out there that's in their 50s, 40s, or late 30s or whatever, just take care of your blood work. Keep constant checkups on yourself to see what you're doing. Get monitored all the time, whether you're training for a show or not. I'm doing this to be healthy mentally. So it's like mental therapy for me, because I've realized that when I don't go to the gym, I feel like part of me is missing, because the gym and the training for so many years, 20 some years, it's a huge part of who I am, my character, my being. So I feel so much better mentally when I am in the gym training. So this transformation, I decided to do it as a gift to myself, but also as something mentally. Moving forward, I'm not going to be getting any younger. I'm going to be getting older and older. We all are.
Yeah.
But as I grow older, I want a healthier, mentally healthier, physically state of mind, state of being, and to feel good about myself. Not saying that I'm going to live longer, but I just want to feel healthy each and every day. In order to do that, I teamed up with Life Med Institute here in Towson, Maryland. And these guys have done my complete protocol, my complete blood analysis. It's about 15 pages you get.
Wow.
Dr. Whips up there is a head cardiologist at Johns Hopkins. He's retired there. He's worked there for like 30 years. So he's a doctor that's working for Life Med Institute that's in charge of my protocol. Then I have Jerry, is a good friend of mine, JL Nutrition, who I go to. He's doing my nutrition, the nutritional diet plan.
Yeah.
And that's worked really, really well, because the last 2.5, 3 weeks into this, right now I'm sitting at 230.
Wow. So
and I've gotten 2 workouts in since I started.
What?
Yeah. So the diet is definitely working. And then I just went and checked in with Marathon and Fitness, a very, very good friend of mine, Joe,
Yeah.
who works with a lot of superstars, NFL athletes. And he put me in that bipod, and we did a full body analysis and testing and everything, lean mass and everything. So I weighed in at 230, 13% right now.
Yeah.
We still have some work to do because my goal is to be 235 at 5%. So I have to gain about 10 more pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
I think we'll do that because we have about 8 weeks left to do this. And then also, the atmosphere that I'm going to be in is XL Fitness, the new XL Fitness on Pulaski Highway. It's about 50,000 square foot of madness.
Wow.
Bobby and the guys up there, we just opened in July, actually. Yeah, June.
Yeah.
So that's brand new, amazing facility with a great atmosphere to train in. So I'm looking forward to that journey. And then I have Jimmy's Seafood. And, of course, Jimmy's Seafood is providing all the food for me here in Baltimore, Maryland. Famous, the meals. And then Cardillo, supported by Cardillo weight belts.
That's right.
Thank you, Steve, brother, because I've been always wearing Steve's belts from day one.
Yeah.
The beginning, day one, Steve has been there. So I need the belt and I need the chalk, man. I got to go hardcore. Ron, with the belt and the chalk and everything, and then my music. I need my hardcore music, and we have that atmosphere at XL Fitness. And and then of course, supplement it with my pre-workouts, my BCAAs, and my essential amino acids, and all these things, full vitamins and supplements. When I got my blood work done, I realized that I needed B vitamins. They were deficient in B, and my D was down and everything. So, Levroni Signature provides that for me.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know you had like vitamins and stuff. I assumed it was, bodybuilding type of stuff, pre-workouts, protein powder, things like that.
Hmm.
But you have health. You have standard health things like multivitamins and.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, we do. We have a wellness line. I just launched a wellness line
Oh wow. Okay.
that we launched this year. Yeah, that's a wellness line, and then of course the black line is the hardcore line,
Yeah.
and then we started 5 years ago with the silver line. So
Okay. So you worked out twice and you put on 12 pounds of muscle so far?
hmm
That's insane. I mean, can I ask what, I know you're busy, but why couldn't you get to the gym more?
I just had other priorities. See, there's a mental thing with me. I'm not going to start going to the gym until I know my body is fueled up.
Hmm.
I was depleted. I was dehydrated. I was all of these things. I need to get my nutritional plan, get my body used to eating.
Yeah.
So when I was able to eat properly, it took me about a week to do that, week and a half, for my body to start adjusting.
Yeah.
And that's how my body works. And so I didn't want to go in a gym and do anything until I knew the machine was ready to be broke in. It's almost like building a brand new motor from brand new scratch, right?
Yeah.
You got to take some time before you push it 100 miles an hour. So there's there's a formula that I have when I take a long break like that. I need to start my diet, and I need to slowly. I can't jump into all the calories at once. So my body is gradually getting into it and getting into it and getting into it. So about the third week, when I normally take off for when I would train for the Olympian, I take off half of a year, and I got to train for the Olympia starting 12 weeks out. I would start my diet program first and let my body get adjusted. Then about 2.5, 3 weeks in, that's when the training would start to really, really kick. 4 weeks into it, the training would really, between 4 to 6 weeks into it, the training would get about close to 100% between 6 weeks into it. So then I got another 6 weeks to go, training at 100%. So that's at that point is when I really start packing on 5, 6, 7 pounds of muscle a week.
Wow.
Depending on, and then then I would
That's
get,
a pound of muscle a day.
yeah, it's crazy, and of course I'm looking forward to this one, this transformation. I'm at an older age. There's no stress and no pressure.
Right.
I don't have to get ready for a show, so it's going to be a really, really good one. I'm documenting everything I took before photos. I don't know, everyone wants to know, where are the photos? You're supposed to be showing us more and more.
Yeah.
But I've decided, after talking to Jerry, I've decided with the team that we're going to release them together. The beginning, when I first started, and then at week 11, we're going to put both of those together. So I'll show you the before photos when we get the end result, and those two will be together.
That'll be.
I think it'll be more effective.
On your Instagram,
yes.
you're going to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why 11
But right
weeks?
now, I mean, I'm disclosing because it's the Olympia time. I'll be at the Olympia.
Okay. So I'm thinking, why didn't you start a week earlier or a week later? Then it would.
No, I start 11 weeks out from the Olympia.
Was that typically what you used to do? Was 11 weeks?
It will be 12 weeks.
You used to do 12-week preps for Olympia?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, because 11 just seemed like a really random number.
Yeah, 11 weeks, that's at Olympia. But, of course, I'm going to keep going. If my body goes to 240, great, let it go.
Yeah. I mean, are you going to be home in the U.S. and able to be on your meals and your training? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be here all the way until, the Olympia.
Okay.
I don't have to go on tour until the end of September, and that's my first trip is back to Russia.
Oh, boy. Well, here's an idea you probably already had, but, when you get to 235 at 5% body fat, you're not going to do a show, but I hope you're going to do like a photo shoot or something.
Yeah, I'm going to do, we have some things coming up that we're going to be talking about as the transformation continues to move forward. And of course, what I want to do with this transformation is, I'm just going to disclose information. Let people know my secrets mentally. Where the mind goes, the body will follow. I believe that the brain and the mind has a lot to do with when you think something, you can actually create it, mentally in your mind and your body. Your DNA starts believing it, and they start changing, and your body actually starts changing, and you start becoming your thoughts.
Have any of your fans decided they're going to go along and try to do this with you?
I'm trying to encourage them. Yeah. Yes.
Because I mean, maybe next year or somewhere down the line, you could do something where you do it along with your customers, your fans, whoever.
Yeah, I always try to do this to motivate others.
Right.
Not from a financial standpoint, but just from a standpoint of giving back.
Yeah.
To others out there, and all this information is free.
Right.
I mean, God's blessed me with an awesome and amazing platform. Not for me, it's to give the knowledge back to my fans and the people who need it, as well as I needed it when there was no one there for me when I first had these dreams of wanting to continue to move forward and grow. I had to find things out on my own. So, I mean, what's the point of holding all this knowledge to myself? Of course, I pass it off to my son.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people out there that need help, and it's for free. Why should I charge them for the things that I've learned? If they want to talk to me, great. I don't charge people for that.
So you had a very, very popular YouTube series, I believe it was, right? Called the Leveroni Report. Was that
Yes.
Was that your website?
The Leveroni Report was a website, but it was a blog that I started, and I had a lot of videos up on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I hear all the time people mention, when I wish Kevin would do that again.
Yeah.
Any plans to bring that back?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it back because what had happened was the Leveroni Report. I ended up giving that site, the YouTube channel, to my son Gabriel because he was into gaming and everything.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna crank it up and start it up, and I think this is the perfect time for this transformation to just give people what they want. They want to feel like the hands-on, they're right there.
Yeah.
And they want to wake up with you. They want to travel this journey with you. And I appreciate the fans, and I just want to be there for them. And all my fans, I hate saying fans because they're people, they're human beings, and I just say my fan family.
There you go.
They're there to support me now, and they've been there since day one. And, when I go to these shows and set up for my company and everything, I try to be there for them. I'll stay in there 4, 5, 6 hours a day, 3 days in a row, giving out samples, taking photos for free, giving away shakers, T-shirts, signing autographs, and everything. So I enjoy traveling. I enjoy the space that I have, the platform that I have, and it's a huge part of my life, man. So I have to stay in the gym and move forward.
Yeah. I mean, I can't believe you stayed out of the gym for 11 months. I know you were hurt. I would go out of my skull. I would not know what to do with myself. I guess you keep busy, obviously. But
yeah, I stay busy. I mean, a corporation that we run is pretty huge. It's kept me on the road a lot. During the injury phase, it's kept me busy. When I'm not in the gym training, I'm focused on work. I'm focused on business. I'm focused on marketing. I'm focused on motivating my sales team, my business crew, my distributors, formulating new products, figuring out what works, what doesn't work, what countries we need to go into, what countries we haven't visited, which ones we need to visit. And then also right now focusing huge on coming in Canada and America and bringing the brand here. We're 5 years out of the gates, and building up awareness, it took a lot. It took a lot of energy and a lot of time and a lot of research and finding our market space in this industry that's so saturated.
Yeah. So
each and every country individually has its own unique style and what taste and what works. And we're in a lot of countries, over 50 some different countries that we're in, and we started off with 3 products, and here we are today. We have close to like 50 some products with Three different the silver line, the black line, and the wellness line we just came out with. So I try to have my hands on the pulse with all the designs, all the formulations, and working with the team to move forward and be there for our customers, our fans, and my distributors. So I'm 100% involved each and every day. You know, I get up 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yikes.
And I go to bed 8 o'clock at night because my office is overseas. So it keeps me busy.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and you've been to, I don't know how many of those countries, but you've been to a lot of those countries that your products are available in.
Yeah, I've been to 68 different countries in the last 24 months.
68 different countries.
In the last 24 months.
I can't even name 68 different countries. Wow.
I have 3 passports, working on the 4th one. It's almost full now within a matter of 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's right, because they stamp it and then, okay.
Yeah. So, you know, like just to give you an idea, I go into Russia the end of September. I'll land in Moscow, and then I'll go from Moscow. I'll work my way down, all the way down to the bottom of Russia by Kazakhstan, almost by China. So that journey will take about 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, visiting every shop, visiting all the customers, giving seminars about the protocol moving forward for 2020.
So we're still a ways away from the Olympia, but are you going to be anywhere at the Olympia where your family?
Yeah, sure. I'll be there. I'll be making announcements as we get closer,
okay.
Where they can find me and everything like this. You know, right now, just heavily focused on work, focused on business things, and of course this transformation, taking care of my health, making sure that I'm healthy enough to move forward and do all this and give back to my loyal fans, man, and be healthy.
You know, people can't see what I'm seeing, but I'm trying to figure out which tricep was torn. I want to say it was the left one.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, the left one was.
Because the right one's like busting out of the shirt sleeve. These people can't see it. It's like it's almost out of the camera frame. It's, you know, Kevin Levrone.
Yeah.
Kevin had the best tries ever, man.
Well, thank you for your comments, Ron. I really appreciate that. And of course, I want to say thank you to Muscular Development. Thank you to Steve Blackman, the platform that you guys given me here. Really appreciate it.
Cool. All right, everybody. That has been How I See It with Kevin Levrone, brought to you by Leveroni Supplements. Make sure to follow Kevin on Instagram at, it's Kevin, just your name, Kevin Levrone, right?
Yes, Kevin Levrone. You can find me right there. Stay updated with my 11-week transformation. Of course, Ron, you know how we're rolling, baby. 1, 2, 3.
Boom. I think I did it right.
Out of here, baby.